obviously, in any war, you're going to have casualties. All right. So I'm going to play this clip now from Trump, what he was talking about the vaccines, and listen to what he says about the Spanish flu.
But look, we did something that was historic. We saved tens of millions of lives worldwide. We, together, all of us, not me, we got a vaccine done, 3 vaccines done, and tremendous therapeutics like Regeneron and other things that have saved a lot of lives.
He didn't mention the word Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson and Johnson, and all the rest of them, right?
We got a vaccine done in less than 9 months. It was supposed to take from 5 to 12 years. Because of that vaccine, millions and millions of people. I think this would have been the Spanish flu of 1917, where up to 100 million people died. This was going to ravage the country far beyond what it is right now. Take credit for it. Take credit for it. It's a great, what we've done is historic. Don't let them take it away. Don't take it away from ourselves. You're playing right into their hands when you sort of like, oh, the vaccine. If you don't want to take it, you shouldn't be forced to take it. No mandates, but take credit because we saved tens of millions of lives. Take credit.
What he was talking about. Well, I'm glad that since Warp Speed was a military operation, he mentioned the Spanish flu. An interesting hypothesis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's look about the Spanish flu. Did a vaccine experiment on US soldiers cause the Spanish flu? Right?
Interesting.
That's what it was all about, right? The Spanish flu was in the great influenza epidemic of 1918, right? It was an exceptionally deadly global influenza, blah, 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 continues on, right? Now, it was a scapegoat, just like the COVID, right? Spain was neutral during World War One and did not censor its press, unlike the combating countries. As a result, Spain was the first to report the 1918 flu epidemic, and the world scapegoated Spain as its source. All right?
Okay.
That's why they called it the Spanish influenza. What does it say here?
Did a vaccine experiment on U.S. soldiers cause the Spanish flu? But FCB,
yeah,
we vaccinated our military under Biden.
That's right. That's right.
So we might be up. I mean, we may be in some trouble.
Well, this is the thing, they vaccinated our military, right? Don't forget, there's what do you call it? Black hat elements in our military as well that they need to get rid of. All right. So basically, they did this experiment. That's what it is, an experiment, a bioweapon, right? As I showed you before, as I told you before, see that? World War One draft human test subjects. Look at them.
Oh, yeah. They're all wearing masks.
Yeah.
Interesting. History repeats itself.
Exactly that.
Wow. Rockefeller
and who was
Institute
responsible?
for Medical Research.
There you go. There you go. And what are we seeing today? We're seeing exactly the same thing.
Same exact thing.
Exactly. And that's what
Holy
Trump's trying to get at. Look at the past.
That's exactly what he meant.
He's talking in code. All right. And, Rockefellers, we all know about the Rockefellers with the oil, right? They had to find a way to, make oil more profitable. So they included it in their pharmaceuticals. And then what do? They started investing money into the universities with all the doctors were coming out and producing salespeople for their poisons.
Like pharmaceutical reps.
Yes, that's right. So look at this. World War One US soldiers were given 14 to 25 untested experimental vaccines within days of each other, which triggered intensified cases of all the diseases at once.
Wow.
The doctors called it a new disease and proceeded to suppress the symptoms with additional drugs or vaccines.
Interesting. So, man, they were doing it back then in World War One, exactly what they're doing now.
There you go. What did Trump say? Right there. He said about the 100 million people.
Yes,
It's
he
right
did.
there. There you go. You know, just absolutely,
Takes a little bit of research, man. Look at this. Only the vaccinated died, man.
There you go. There you go, mate.
Wow.
You can't,
So really this depop agenda
yeah.
isn't just brand new to us in 2020 to 2023. This is
No.
they go through cycles of this.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
I had one of the auditors for the vaccine on my show, and she said one of the main components of this vaccine is called luciferase.
That's right. Revelations 18:23. And it says that even the light from a lamp will never shine in you again. What do we see when people take the jab? It's like the light goes out of them.
You're so right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The voices of the bridegroom and the bride will never be heard again. So, the joy in the world will be going, because there will be people dying everywhere. And it says here, for your merchants were the tycoons of the world, because
As from what I can tell right now, FCB, and I'm sure you can agree with me with what we're seeing with the Twitter drops, everything happening, all the floodgates opening up. This is the beginning of the awakening of the normies to where they'll get on board.
Twitter sparked it off. Okay. People are starting to see the truth come out. But the white hats are doing it in a way, because if they do it too quick, it's going to cause pandemonium. People are going to go and lose the plot, so to speak. There's going to be riots. There's going to be people hunting politicians down, wanting blood, shooting bloody doctors for jabbing them. Can you imagine being a parent and you jab your child with the poison and you found out that that's poison? How's that going to make you feel? That's right. That's exactly right. And that's why we need to pay attention when Trump talks, because he talks in code. Pay real attention. Because don't forget, he has to remain neutral. Because if you can imagine, if he came out there and started saying things against the vax, he'll be
eat him alive.
demonized. Yeah.
Yeah, demonized. It's his fault. These people, and then they would have upped it. They would have upped the ante and blamed all the deaths on him. So in other words, by him playing their game, it set him off. They fumbled the ball because they didn't know what to do because he was playing their game.
Yeah, that's right. He's had to play the game. He's had to play the game. And, the thing is, people say, but there's so many deaths. And I said, well, look at this. There was only two plants One was for the whiteheads to go full force, while the cabal had access to the nukes that could nuke everything, and it's game over. Well, number two was the Q plan, which everything has to happen organically, and that's exactly what we do. Where we at.